Okay, I want to give a brief overview of trademarking because we are hearing a lot about the very demure, very mindful trademark that has been filed by someone else, not the creator of the trend, Jules LeBron. And I am not an attorney. I want you to seek an attorney if you are debating getting a trademark. However, I want to give you the early stages of consulting advice. I have used myself for my trademarks, and I've given many, many clients for their trademarks. First and foremost, you're going to go to the U.S. Patent Trademark Office and search the database, trademark search system. This is what it looks like. Be very careful because there are a lot of scams out there surrounding trademarking. And as soon as you file for your trademark, you're going to get a lot of mail that looks official that is telling you you owe money if you want to protect it, but they're scams. So be very careful. This is a place where people who don't know better get ripped off, including getting ripped off by attorneys who charge thousands of dollars, multiple thousands of dollars to file trademarks. So make sure you have an attorney who's charging a fair rate. I can't tell you what that is, and someone who is knowledgeable about trademarking. And I'm going to give you a few things to ask to see if they are. Okay, next. So let's say you have an idea, very demure, very mindful, and you're looking at getting it trademarked. This is actually the trademark that was filed by this guy down here, and you can see it's pending right now. And it's in the class 35, advertising, marketing, and promotional services, okay? And it's very demure, very mindful. Now, that is a very broad term, and it is very difficult to get a broad, generic term trademarked. Let's use the example of just do it. Those are very common words, just do it. However, Nike wanted to get that trademarked for good reason. Now look down here. You see use in commerce, first use and use in commerce. This is where Jules LeBron is protected. Now, Jules LeBron, I encourage, file a trademark. And you can say that you first used it this date, right? Whatever the date was, and you first used it in commerce. That is critical because if the guy who filed the trademark hadn't used it to make money yet, then Jules has a little bit of leverage on the trademarking. So when I was getting a trademark, my attorney said you have to put it into commerce, which means you have to make money off of it. That means you have to put your idea into the marketplace before it's protected. You're basically putting a flag in the ground and saying, this is my idea, my concept. Now look at this. They first used it in commerce January 1989, but they filed for the trademark application October 1989. So it was in commerce and out in the public space for a while before they tried to trademark it. Here's another thing that is really important. When you trademark something, you don't just own it. You have to pay for a classification of trademark for every classification that you want to use. Now, my attorney said that Jessica Simpson and Puff Daddy were two people who were very good at trademarking all of the classifications that they thought were valuable to their brand. So let's look here. Clothing, namely sweatshirts, t-shirts, and caps, okay? So that is a U.S. class 39. And they also have it in the primary class, international classes, okay? Those are important things. Every single trademark application has an examiner look at this. Now, if Jules LeBron files for trademark and puts first use, first in commerce, and challenges this person, the U.S. Trademark Office is going to look at that. They understand what's happening here. So you have someone on your side, an examiner looking at these things. The whole point of trademarking is to protect the people who come up with the trademark. Okay, if you're looking at hiring a trademark attorney, here are 3 things that you can ask to make sure you're hiring someone who knows what they're doing. Number 1, how many trademarks have they filed? In what states? For what clients? That's multiple questions, but that's your number 1. Number 2, have they ever defended a trademark to the U.S. Patent Office? Have they ever defended it with an examiner? Have they had contact with an examiner? Okay, you want to know if any of their trademarks have been challenged because it's normal for a trademark to be challenged. You want to know if your attorney is equipped to defend your trademark. And number 3, what classifications do you think I should pay for considering my idea? Now, the US government does not want us trademarking every single thing, every idea we've ever had. That defeats the purpose of protecting something of value that you have built. However, if you have an idea, you put it in the marketplace, you're making some profit off of it, and it's something valuable to you, it is worth protecting. I have the name of my company trademarked within a special classifications that my business is going into. Somebody could trademark the same name in other classifications, say food and barbecue sauce. I'll never do that, and I don't need that protected. There's no reason for me to buy that classification. So I am interested in seeing, how influencers may trademark their names. There's a famous case of a photographer who trademarked her name in the photography business with those classifications. And there was actually another woman with the same exact name in the photography industry who received a cease and desist. And she was like, you cannot call your business your own name because I trademarked that because I had a brand and I was making money off of it. So, I mean, we're going to start getting into a lot of gray areas, and the government is definitely going to have some debates to work out and set a lot of precedents. But I don't think it's too late for Jules to file a trademark and try to defend that they put it into commerce on a certain date and we're making money off of it, and protect other people from making money off of it. Otherwise, it just depends on the marketplace to be loyal and buy products from the creator. I mean, I can get a knockoff Prada. Like, there are knockoffs of things that are trademarked, right? But at some point, we have consumer responsibility and loyalty to the people who, especially the small businesses and the creators who generated these brands, and they deserve our dollars.